Hi guys, welcome back. This is a Civ 4 playthrough. I am Tanoy Sinha, and we are currently playing the Native American Civ on a Pangea map, looking for an Emperor level start. This segment will probably be the last in this series, and I promised you 100 turns. We'll definitely get there by the end of this segment. And if we were to play through to the end of the game with this start, the next 20 or 30 turns would probably be the most fundamental in picking a strategy for the rest of the game. So in some ways, this is our most important segment. We need to talk about one major problem that will govern our strategy, and that's our terrain. To the south, we have really awful terrain. Tundra, ice, some decent resources, but just not a whole lot to work with in terms of serviceable city sites. Because of that, we have to look elsewhere to expand and get a really good core of cities. But the problem is to the north and to the west, we have other civs. So really the only way to get out of this kind of dilemma is either to build a bunch of cities in the south and the east and really focus on city management and specialization, or probably the more straightforward route is to just go to war with one of the civs. And that's going to be the route we take. So this segment will focus on building a very strong army that we can use to declare war against Willem van Orange or de Gaulle. So let's talk about how we do that. First, our tech. We'll need to pick up construction for catapults. Catapults make any unit good against cities, and we'll definitely want to take as many cities as possible. So we'll beeline construction. We need to hook up iron. That's for building swordsmen, which will be the primary unit we use to attack other cities, along with catapults. And we'll need to work on some improvements to our cities. We'll whip out granaries and then barracks, and by that time the iron will be hooked up. After the barracks are online, we'll churn out swordsmen. Once construction comes online, we'll churn out catapults. So that's what our cities are probably going to end up doing. And Poverty Point has a special assignment. It's losing the culture war to Willem van Orange right now. Or it's about tied in the culture war, actually. But we'll need to give it some support. What we'll do is we'll run some great scientists to pop run some scientist specialists to pop a great scientist, and that will build an academy in Poverty Point, which will allow us to get some more culture and hopefully keep this gems tile as long as possible. So that said, let's hop to it and try to see if we can build an army from basically thin air and wage war against one of our enemies. One of the big problems in war for us will be defending the southeastern peninsula. We basically have so many tiles to reveal here or spawn bust here that we're going to dedicate 3 units just to spawn busting, and that's going to cost us money, and it's going to reduce the number of units we can use to attack. Another problem that we'll have is with our workers. We just don't have enough workers for 3 cities, but we don't have time to build any more. So we'll just actually have to end up sucking it up and making our workers work overtime. We'll also be doing a liberal amount of actually slavery to whip out our useful buildings. So we'll definitely switch in and out of hammer configurations and growth configurations to alternately get to slavery whipping points. And so if you see me doing a lot of management on the cities, that's basically what's going on there. Just trying to make sure we can manipulate slavery mechanics to get our buildings and units out just a bit faster. Shaka wants to open borders. That's not happening. Masonry just came in. We'll turn research off. Operate on binary research for the next 2 texts we need to research. Granary should be up and running now. Go ahead and move to a growth configuration, and we'll prioritize a barracks after this. Mound City looks like it's going to need another 3 turns before we can start working stuff. And actually, we'll go ahead and starve the city a bit just so we can work the gold. Gold's just a very powerful tile, so we'll try to work that as much as possible. Gold will help out a lot because it gives us some additional happiness, and that'll be a big deal since we'll be doing a lot of whipping. We only need, I guess, looks like 6 hammers, so we can move to a 3 hammer configuration. We do have one there, so we'll do that. This guy's going to go up and try to get these gems online, so we can work them as long as possible while we get the while we have it in our borders. I'm actually going to shift our spawn busting units one to the east so that we get more of this peninsula uncovered at the cost of allowing barbarians to spawn to the west. You can see as I speak, there are barbarians giving us some trouble in the southeast. Well, hopefully that archer will attack us. So, and what happened here? Looks like the French took these 2 tiles from us. That's a big deal because they got the farm from us, and they took the farm. And I'm not really sure how this border came up. It's just not a border that you normally see. I guess maybe we have more influence on these 2 tiles. I'm not really sure how that happened at all. So maybe they founded another city. This might definitely bias our war preference. We might want to go to war with the Gaul because of these 2 tiles getting taken from us. Those are important tiles to Mound City. So we'll think about that. In the meantime, we do have to switch up and work, different tiles for farms, and that's going to set us back in Mound City by a little bit. It's unfortunate. I believe we can whip now. Yes, we can. We'll go to the growth configuration. You can see we would have grown. We would have been able to work the 4 food tile. We can't do that anymore. That's really a bummer. So. Probably have enough gold to research mathematics now. And hey, look, we met the last Civ, Scarius the First. I haven't played with him too much. I know that he builds fewer units than Cyrus, the other Persian leader, but I don't know a whole lot about him. Since he's not too close to us, he's not really impacting our immediate strategy. If this were a full playthrough, I would definitely look up his XML values right now and incorporate him into our strategy. But since it's not pressing at the moment, we're just going to roll with it. And it'll weaken our strategy for diplomacy, but we don't really need to be concerned with him too much just yet. So. And we're going to give this guy a strength promotion just because he might be doing battle on all sorts of tiles down here. And I believe we have most of this peninsula spawn busted down, so that's good for us. We're going to whip this barracks right when the mine gets online. So in 3 turns we should probably have enough hammers to get that whipped. And we'll have a barracks here that we want to get whipped as well. We're not growing anymore, really.